Hey everybody, welcome to the podcast, the Project Investigation Collaboration, the podcast brought to you by the Veritas Project. And as always, we're here with founder of the Veritas Project, Robert Curtis.
Hello.
And I am lead investigator, Todd Boyer. And welcome everybody.
Welcome. Welcome back.
So what's going on in your world this week, Bob?
We started Angie's new podcast of the movie reviews.
Saw that.
So she's happy about it. She's got something to do.
I saw a new short today.
Yeah, she made a short today, even by herself.
So, that's awesome.
So, how about that?
That is good stuff. I'm trying to slide.
This floor is
I don't know. It's like
it's not conducive.
I moved a little bit
around.
and the chair started to slide away and just moved a little bit. So
this little section where we sit used to be a coal chute.
Coal chute, yeah.
Yeah. So it kind of the floor slopes that way and then this way. So it's like.
Yep. So anything else going on in the wide world of Bob?
Not really. Just working. Work.
I sent you a picture, and I hope you throw it in here. I found that you can make Funko Pops of yourselves.
Oh, yeah. I saw that.
And I made Funko Pops of Bob and I in a little set, and it was $60 for the two.
For two.
But it's cool. It'd be cool to have your own Wiki Bob and Investigator Todd.
Yeah, if you go to Hollywood, they have the Funko Pop store there where you can make them yourself. And I don't think they're that expensive.
Yeah, that was pretty nifty. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
They looked really neat. So I sent you the picture, so hopefully
we can throw
show it to these guys. Oh, anything else that we could think about that maybe we got coming up? I do have to get back to that lady this week about that investigation to try to get in there. She told me give her a couple weeks. It's officially been like a week and a half, so this week I'll hit her up and see what happens. Maybe we'll have another live investigation.
Yay.
And we will be out there doing another live investigation for you guys. That'd be fantastic. So, I did buy some cryptocurrency.
Did you?
Yeah, I bought $20 worth of Bitcoin and $20 worth of
Ethereum.
No, light something. Litecoin.
Yeah.
So they're not doing bad. I'm up a couple bucks.
Yeah.
So for $40, I mean, good investment. Couple bucks. So
You gotta get a Monero wallet. That's how you buy stuff on the dark web.
Ah, gotcha.
all transactions in the dark web are in Monero.
Gotcha. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, that little black USB thing that I have on my keychain. That's what that is. That's my Monero wallet.
Gotcha.
For bribing people on the dark web.
Nice. Okay then. Wow. Talk about dark secrets. That kind of plays right into what we're talking about today.
Yeah.
So today we're going to discuss the fact that our government has, pun intended, jumped into the deep end.
Yeah.
About aliens in the ocean and
finally admitted
UAPs, and I mean they are 100% all in on this.
Yeah.
Like they came out and we actually have testimony. What was the gentleman's name? Did we have the testimony?
Louis Elizondo.
So we got some bullet points from his testimony. It's
pretty good stuff.
It's pretty good stuff. So. Yeah.
Then I have some news that I recently discovered by going down this rabbit hole, which is unbelievable.
Okay.
You remember in the late 90s, there was a guy who claimed to be from S4. I don't know if you guys know S4 is the research facility of Area 51. Mm-hmm. And he claimed to be a guy that used to work there, and he smuggled out some footage of a interview of alien biologic.
Right.
And
I've seen that.
He couldn't get anybody to do anything with it.
Right.
Because Jonathan Frakes had just come out with that fake alien autopsy thing, and they had like the big reveal of it, like the what was that, Al Capone the safe or whatever? You know, they did that with the alien autopsy thing, and it was completely bogus. And that's a whole different rabbit hole if you want to go down that one, because those guys claimed that they actually had alien autopsy footage, and then they ruined it in their production. So then they recreated it because they had a timeline that they had to do the show.
Gotcha.
Right? But they admitted that it was fake. So anyway, in this one, this guy got a hold of a interrogation camera that where an alien biologic was being interviewed by like 5 or 6 people in a room, and there's like a little LED monitor going up and down like this, and then it's talking, and it starts coughing up like some black foam or whatever, and it looks weird. The footage is really, really dark and anything. Anyway, what I recently found out was that he had given that footage to producers from the what was that TV station? UPN.
Yeah,
you know talking about?
UPN. I think.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
It was like not the WB, but the other one.
Yeah.
But anyway, he gave it to them, and they were like, "Oh, we're going to run with this. We're going to make this whole thing, like, you know." And then they
didn't do anything.
They're the ones that made it dark like that and made it all like.
See, that's spooky. Shady because you know. Here's the thing: anybody with half a brain would know that it wouldn't be all dark and spooky. If it's an interview, there'd be bright lights and it'd be quality video.
Or the alien can't handle bright lights.
And like, well, yeah, unless the alien can't handle bright lights. But it wouldn't be horrible video. It wouldn't be grainy video. It'd be good video because you'd want to make sure that
because it's evidence.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. But so this guy who was like a semi-pro wrestler saw that video just like I did way back in the day and was fascinated by it. So he talked to the guy that released it. The Vincent is his name, and he gave him another copy of it, like another digital copy of it. So he took that and then broke it down into frames, and then he took the little heart like monitor thing that the alien's using and cropped out that little footage of it and showed it doing its thing, and then sent that to companies that manufacture biological, like heart monitor stuff. And every single one of them got back to him and said, "There's nothing. We don't make anything that's anything like that. Never even seen anything like that."
Right.
So it must be a one-off thing that's made just for whatever purpose it is, because they didn't know what purpose it was,
Right.
But he just told them, like, this is some sort of biomonitor, and I want to know what model and what make it is. And all of them got back to him like, I've never seen anything like that before.
Right.
So anyway, he talked to. He put it out on the internet, and he was like, "Show me how you could fake this, right? Show me how you could fake this alien, the real one,
right? That's
all blue, and the alien is gray, and you can see the background, and you can see the people talking to him,
right?"
And Hollywood, like tier special effects people, said that they could recreate that puppet, but the puppet itself would probably be around $2 million. And then you would have to have a specialized operators to run it, right? Like Hollywood level puppeteers to run it, which, they get paid $80,000 for getting out of bed. Right. So it would cost you millions and millions of dollars to recreate this, and then for what? Everybody laughs at it.
So how old is this footage?
It's from the 90s. Well, no, it was actually recorded.
I wonder if,
it was recorded in 92.
I wonder if Jim Henson's got some skeletons in his closet.
Well,
I mean, just throwing it out there.
I don't think they could do it back then, though.
No, I mean, they did Dark Crystal, and they did...
Yeah, but where would you hide the puppeteer?
It wouldn't be a puppeteer.
Scene?
It'd be, all
like wires
levers.
And cables and stuff.
Yeah, like the in Men in Black, the worms. Yeah. Those are all wire controlled.
Right.
And,
But back then, that's Hollywood. You're talking about some guy.
That's true.
So anyway, the wrestler guy contacted. I got luchadors stuck in my brain for some reason. They're talking about the Men in Black, but anyway, he became friends with a retired general in the Army, like a 4-star, and he kind of over time let it slip that he's been looking at this thing. Right. So the guy's like, well, I can shake some trees for you, and see what's what. So he sent a letter, to like declassify document type things, and they got back with him and they said, okay, so this epaulette, this guy in this scene is General blah blah blah. This one here is General blah 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 blah. This interpreter is Specialist blah blah blah. So everybody in that room is a real military person, and he knows their names. And then he came back with them with a kind of like a cease and desist letter.
Really?
That said, the general showed him. He's like, this letter came back and said, the footage that you have in your possession is a classified top, like CTS top tier, classified
top
document,
secret.
right? And it's not allowed to be out in the open.
Yeah.
And whoever has a copy of that isn't like, they're not going to get in trouble, but all copies of it need to be destroyed. He got a letter from the Pentagon saying,
Go figure,
that video is authentic and that it needs to be destroyed.
Nice.
But it's been out on the internet for 30 years, so good luck with that.
You should add some of that video in here.
Yeah, it was crazy stuff. The guy is really excitable. The guy who did the research, and he talks loud, very, very loud, and he has no pop filter on his microphone in this interview, and it was so abrasive. But I was so into it that I watched like 40 minutes of this video, and the whole time I'm just like, it's so loud and poppy. But the other guy who's interviewing him was just like me. He's like so excited, so into what he's saying, and he has the receipts, for this video, and it's crazy to think, because I saw the video when it was new. Right. Like in 97, 98 or whatever, when it was making the circuits of the internet. And when I saw it too, I was like, that looks stupid. You know what I mean? You could see, like, in the dark one, you could see where a person could be hiding. I missed it. Where a person could be behind the puppet. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so dark that they could be back there. And let me put my password in.
So we're sitting here, as we're discussing this, we have all of our notes on the monitors in front of us. So
and they shut off.
we haven't bumped the mouse in a while, so the monitors went black on us. So that's why Bob just had to re-enter.
So that's a cool thing that I recently stumbled on when I was going down the rabbit hole of UAPs and UAP footage. I found that. So right around the same time that all this information come out, I found out that video from the 90s was real. So that was a real, and then the thing that happens.
Scooch in a little. There you go.
In that
sure
video,
they can see you on TikTok.
Yeah. in that video, you see this alien's like in distress,
right?
And this little LED thing is like blinking at him, and the guy that he befriended said that thing isn't a heart monitor. It's how these aliens communicate. So they communicate like telepathically, right? And there's a guy in the room who's a sensitive, right? So then when the heart monitor, the little LED thing goes on, he can sync with the alien. So like when it like speeds up and the alien's like coughing up this like black foam, that's because it's trying to it's communicating with the guy.
Gotcha.
Right? So then like these nurses come in and they're like wiping the black foam off of the alien's face, and then it's like trying to talk, but it's having a hard time breathing. You can see.
Right.
So all that's real.
Yes. So let's get to the meat of the podcast.
Right.
With the whole podcast about aliens, so I mean, technically that's meat too. But like I said, we took key points from that testimony, and we had ChatGPT give us the best 10 points of it. And the number one is UAPs are real, and they monitor military installations. And the speaker asserts that UAPs are not just phenomenon, but real and ongoing issue. Advanced technologies not made by our government are monitoring sensitive military facilities worldwide.
Yes.
So, and this is just going to cover like the facts and stuff, but they have jumped all in the fact that there's aliens in the ocean, in the Marianas Trench, and the deeper parts, because whatever technology they have can handle that kind of pressure.
These UAPs in the ocean can break Mach in the water.
In the water, yep.
Yeah. They can do over 800 miles an hour in water and not have like a boom or any displacement of the water. They just somehow like a knife through
the water just kind of flows over it, like
they just like through water. Like this, it's impossible for that to happen. But this whole thing is impossible because like as military people, we know the most maneuverable airplane in the world is the F-16, right?
Well,
and like the Lightnings and stuff are faster and more, but they're not as agile as the Strike Eagle. So that can pull like 18 Gs like somewhere around in there. Like I think its military limit is like 19.
Yeah,
but
well, you're passing out at 12 anyway.
Yeah, at that. I mean, the pilot is getting beat up. These things, if you do the math on their turns, they're pulling like 3,000 Gs.
Literally making right angle turns.
Yeah, at speed.
At speed.
So this thing's doing like 1,800 miles an hour, and then makes a perfect L-shaped turn, and then goes to like 60,000 feet down to like sea level,
right,
and then right back again. And the fighter pilots are like, "There's
like, how the heck are they doing this?" So
what are you going to do? Like the Go Fast video where they're trying to track, they're turning, and the UFO is going like parallel to them at sea level, and he locks onto it, and both of them are like cheering because of what a feat it is to get a lock on something that's moving that fast against the wind, you know. So in that video, that's what happened there. That thing's doing like 1,200 miles an hour.
Yeah, and they've admitted that our government and some of our adversaries, they all are in possession of UAP-related technologies. You know, this raises concerns because everybody's working on trying to back engineer this stuff.
Right.
And if they can figure out how this stuff works and they can back engineer this stuff, who knows, you know, what can come of the things that are out there, you know.
And one of the testimonies that the other people gave, this is Luis Elizondo's testimony, by the way, and one of the other guys said that these recovery programs aren't all from the government. Some of these recovery programs are run by Grumman, McDonnell Douglas, you know, some of these other, I forget what he called it, the SeaTac group or something like that. I'd never heard that name before, but I looked it up, and it's actually it's a government drone company.
Huh.
But these are people who are dressed like the Army in Black Hawk helicopters, come out to this recovery sites and cordon off the area, like set up a perimeter. None of them are in the military. None of them are in the government. Not a single one of those people is a government employee. They have no reason to be there.
Right.
They have no badge, no credentials, nothing. These are people who work for an aircraft company who are there to basically gather up all of this UFO technology.
And they're saying there's a secret arms race going on with this stuff. That's like behind closed doors, and it's involving all this UAP technology, and it's funded by taxpayer dollars.
Right.
You know, but it's hidden from everybody. You know, just like a lot of the other stuff out there that the government's spending money on. It's just, you know, people don't know. So, and you know, there's a lot of dangers in the excessive secrecy within the government about this stuff, because the lack of oversight and transparency gives them like a free pass, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So they can do whatever they want.
They like to intimidate people, and when they're called on it, they always say, "Well, I signed an NDA," you know.
Right.
And if you know, like you've had clearances, right? Mm-hmm. I've had clearances. Like you can't sign an NDA for something that's unconstitutional.
Right.
So for them to say, "Well, I'm covered by my NDA," like, no, you're not. You have no protection from an NDA because you're doing something that's illegal. There's no oversight in this program. Congress can't go in there. The president can't go out to Area 51. You know what I mean? So what are they doing there? Well, that's top secret. Like, there is no top secret to the president, knucklehead. He can do whatever he wants. He's the one who makes... He has the final say in classification. So none of that is real. All these people who say that, well, I got an NDA and I can't, they're either A, lying to you, or B, they have no idea what they're talking about.
Right. And they're saying with the secrecy that this guy had, you know, that it's excessive.
Right.
Like, it is like most government officials don't know what's going on. You know, like Congress doesn't know. And instead of, nobody knows what's going on. These are total black op, few people at the top know, and that is it. Well,
you know, most secret stuff, I don't know if you guys know or not, but the real government secret stuff is compartmentalized, right? So you have to be read into that program to know what goes on, you know, and like my clearance years and years ago was about stealth technology, right? So I was read into how coatings and things on airplanes can absorb, radiation. That it's not like okay, you got a secret clearance now. Look, here's who shot JFK.
Right. Right.
No, you get to know the tiny little nugget that your
and my clearance was I had secret clearance, and I dealt with people's records. Right. I could go through and look through any of their records and the mail. Yeah. Like I had secret clearance that covered the mail. So. And that was just kind of a random thing. It's like, hey, we're going to put you in the mailroom. Yeah. This guy's going on leave. We're going to put you in the mailroom for a month. But the other thing is, I was going to brigade headquarters and putting things into people's permanent records. So I had access to everybody on base's records. Yeah. So. But
that's what I mean. It's like, everybody always thinks, well, I had a secret clearance. You should be able to know all that stuff. Like you only know what you're read into.
Yep.
If you don't get read into, alien biologics and UAPs and that stuff, then you'll never know. And even then, if they do disclose that stuff, it's usually in a skiff.
Right.
Right. A secured environment where there's no radio, no cell phones. It's isolated, and then they're like, this guy shot JFK, and then he closed the little box back up and put it in the thing, it's just that. So that's what they're talking about here, where the guy's like, well, I signed an NDA, blah, blah.
You'd be surprised at the things that the military keeps, behind clearances, certain types of warheads that we fired on the Paladin. Yeah. The 109 Alpha 6 Paladin howitzer. There was certain munitions that we used that were covered under secret.
Yeah. The ordnance for the F-18s, too, where they have...
So it's
technologies that I'm not even allowed to talk about.
Yeah,
because it's covered under that. But
we can talk about what it does, but obviously not how it works. Yeah. So it goes boom. But
what he's saying is that they would request through FOIAs, they would request documents that they're entitled to have, and then the government would give them back just black, completely redacted thing. All it has is the date on it.
Right.
And you're like,
what am I supposed to do with this?
None of that is classified, though.
Right.
It's just them wagging their middle finger at you. They're like, we're the government and we keep secrets. Like, well, not for me, because I'm the one paying the bills. Every April you guys got your hand out. Like, put the money. Well, what am I getting for my money? What are you spending it on? You know what I mean? I want some kind of oversight into all of this stuff.
Well, that's part of what the breakdown of this is that because there's no oversight and the money is going in, that there could be, unchecked power, potential corruption.
Oh,
this money could be laundering pockets.
Well, it is.
So yeah,
they put $1 billion into. They gave McDonnell Douglas $1 million to research screw technology. And that guy just takes that money, puts it straight in his pocket, and he goes, yep, they're metal, and sends it back to the Pentagon.
I saw today that, and, talk about crazy stuff. I saw today that our government is paying for Egyptians to graduate college.
Yeah.
Not Egyptians in America.
No.
Egyptians in Egypt. We're paying for their college. It was so many $100,000 that we're paying for.
In grants
for people in other countries to go to college.
And it's not just Egypt, too. It's South Africa and other countries, too.
So...
your tax dollars at work.
Yes. So, the guy that wrote this deposition, he's been subject to harassment and criminal investigation, and they try to destroy his credibility, because if they can destroy his credibility, nobody's going to believe anything he says about UAPs, and that's the thing with the outside companies. They can do whatever they want with no oversight to push people around and hinder transparency and not make this stuff open to the public.
Right.
So yeah, Robin on TikTok says we can't shelter people, but ... And that is the truth, because not all people are capable of handling the blunt truth of things that go on.
Yeah, and that's a lot of what I forget what the congressman was that was there, and he kind of said that. He's like, if this is true and provable that there are aliens living in the ocean, and they're not red-blooded biologics. They're some sort of other thing that we've never even seen before. They have black blood and, all this other stuff. a lot of the world's religions would just disappear.
Right.
You know, because who's going to be like, well, that's obviously bogus then.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because who made that? And what if these other aliens show up and they have a whole different religion?
Right.
You know, and they're like, well, we worship whatever.
Gozer the Gozerian.
Yeah, so, you know, some outlandish thing. And they look at us like we're barbarians, you know, like...
Right.
So.
Well, man. That sends me down a rabbit hole. So what if their religion has spilled over into us and they worship Cthulhu?
Yeah.
Which is a giant tentacle-faced thing that
lives in the
ocean.
Yeah.
Could be. There you go.
Yeah.
Rabbit hole theory. So. And
they finally admitted. I was gonna send you the link that they finally admitted that the eye of the Sahara is Atlantis.
Oh yeah. Yep. Hey Robin, can you take care of that for me? So. So the 3 proposed actions for correcting this, right? Centralized oversight, right? So creating a single point of contact with the U.S. government responsible for addressing the UAP issue. I don't think, not a single point. I think maybe a committee or something. But definitely, definitely having some oversight. Having a national strategy. Having something in play, clear, transparent, so we can promote and engage the public and rebuild the trust that,
right.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I don't even trust our government anymore to this at this point. I mean, they've hidden so much stuff,
right.
And now all this stuff is like coming out, and I have a feeling we're going to see a lot more stuff come out in the next few years. So. And we need protection for the people that are going to step forward.
Right.
Yeah,
so without doubt. The whistleblowers have to have protection, even from the shadow. The
shadow groups. Yep. Yeah. So that's what we're going to need for everything to come into the light and be seen. So, hey, from St. Louis.
Yeah.
We had somebody in the live say, "Hey, from Nebraska."
Yeah.
So for you guys just joining us on TikTok, we're actually recording our YouTube podcast currently, and that's why we are here. We're recording the podcast, and you guys get to see us record it live.
Yeah.
So
what they need is like kind of like the Amber Alert system. That's like built into everybody's phones by default, and that if you see a UFO, a crash UFO, you can take a picture of it and report it to like a central command that would then aggregate that and be like, oh, that's swamp gas, that's stupid,
right? So what's that website that you showed me that has Bigfoots and ghosts and
Squatch Maps?
Squatch Maps. You guys got to check that out. Squatch Maps. If you go on there, it tells like if someone saw something paranormal, if somebody saw Bigfoot, somebody saw a UFO,
haunted house,
where,
anything.
when they saw it. It's all on the map. You pull it up. It's in the area. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's fun.
So it's fun to look at.
I spend hours on there just like zooming into a place, and then just looking at all the stuff that happens around there.
Right.
It's fun.
And there's usually you'll find that there's hot spots.
Right.
So who knows? Is there anything that else you want to address going down that rabbit hole?
I'm just happy that finally all of us conspiracy theory people that have been saying this stuff for years have finally got our day in court where people are like, okay, that was real. Oh, this was real. That was real too. And you're like, you people were calling us crazy.
I heard the best thing the other day. You know what the difference is between the conspiracy and the truth is? Time.
Time, exactly. Right.
Because eventually the conspiracies come out and they actually happen.
We had a disclosure thing at the Roswell when we went to Roswell a couple years ago, and they had an open mic type thing, and I said to one of the guys there, I was like, why people have passed away that the government ruined their lives.
Oh, absolutely ruined their lives.
And said that they were insane. They took away the security clearances. They took away their livelihood. They took away the money. They arrested people. Just absolutely destroyed people's lives. And then now they're like, yeah, that was real.
Yeah, we did that. Yeah, it's like... Would poor Bob over here, or a different bad choice of names, but poor Timothy over here, we just ruined his life because he
destroyed this guy's life.
Right.
Basically, just like he was an insane person. And now they're just like, oh yeah, that was real.
It makes you wonder how many things the Inquirer wrote about are actually real.
That's one of my favorite scenes of the Men in Black is when he gets out all the National Enquirers and he's like, I got to stop and get the hot sheets, and he's like laying them out on the hood, and
he goes, oh, there we go, right there,
like, there it is, right there. Like he's like, this is the only good reporting left in America. I was like, oh man, you know how true that is,
right?
Like the fringe reporters are really the only ones doing
telling the truth anymore.
Any work, any journalism, anyway.
Oh man, good stuff.
Yeah,
good stuff. So this is another episode where we've been vindicated.
Yeah, right.
Our first one that was vindicated was the fact that
haunted
person syndrome exists. The fact that you can spread the ability to see ghosts.
Yeah.
So. Just by talking about ghosts, you get haunted person syndrome.
Right. You can
because it opens you up to that energy to be able to see them.
Once you're open up to it, then you'll have more paranormal experiences.
Yep. And it's very rare for a person to have just one single paranormal experience.
Yeah.
So, for you guys on the TikTok that are joining us and following Bob, if you wouldn't mind following me right there. Follow me too. Yeah, I'm trying to point to it on the thing. If you guys wouldn't mind following me too.
The people on YouTube are like, "What the hell?"
Yeah.
Is he doing?
Well, we're talking about what I was talking about. They know by now on YouTube that we record these live on TikTok. Yeah. So, I think I'm good. Is there anything else that you wanna?
No, I think I've vented enough.
You vented enough. All right. So, thank you for joining us on the podcast. Don't forget, we want to hear your ghost stories. They can be sent to the Real Veritas Project, the Real Veritas Project at gmail.com. That's Bob, and I'm investigator.todd.paranormal@gmail.com. Follow us on all the social medias. We are on YouTube. If you go to this for the TikTokers, if you go to Project Investigation Collaboration, we will pop right up. And we actually show up. If you search the Veritas Project, we will pop up.
Second.
So
the Real Veritas Project.
So also we are on all the other social medias. Bob is RS Curtis and the Veritas Project, and I'm Investigator Todd on everything. Don't forget to check out Patreon.
Yep, the Patreon.
Robin just got her postcard.
No.
So hold on, Robin. I saw you just got blocked there. Let's see.
Know how the admin can get blocked.
So so also, when are you gonna edit? You gonna edit Monday or
Monday? Okay,
so Monday, guys, check us out on TikTok 9 Central. On Monday, Bob will be editing this podcast, and his editing skills. I'm
getting better.
They're getting really
I'm
good.
learning more
They're
stuff.
Getting good. He's learning more and more, and we're getting better and better. And pretty soon, I'm going to have another microphone on the way. So, which is going to be awesome. We've got some good microphones. The only problem is, it's very directional, and I've got one that will be coming shortly. I'm going to probably order it next week or two. That's like a full-on big microphone that we can plug right into the camera.
Nice.
So we won't have this shotgun microphone. Let's see. Talked about TikTok, talked about YouTube, talked about Patreon. I got sidetracked. Robin got her postcard with Turkeyzilla. And I guess you sent her like 3 or 5 business cards.
Yep.
So if you guys do want to become a Patreon member, go to Patreon, check out the Veritas Project. If you become a paid Patreon member, unfortunately, they don't do a free one anymore.
It's $1.
It's $1, and the $5 level, we will send you custom postcards every month that Bob and I sign and send you a little message, and send them out to you. And this time they got they got some business cards they can hand out if they want to show off.
We sent Erica a replacement for the one that got rained on.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Right on. That's awesome. So, yeah, Turkzilla was this one this month.
And we have T-shirts in the shop.
Yes.
If you want a Turkzilla T-shirt to wear to your Easter.
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
So if you go to Teespring and check out the Veritas Project, you will see our merch. And you can definitely check all that stuff out. And we want to thank you guys for joining us again.
Yeah.
I think we covered everything, all the socials. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell up here on YouTube.
Yeah.
And thank you for joining us again, everybody. And remember,
stay curious
and find the truth, and we'll catch you next time on the Veritas Project. Bye, everybody.
See ya.